A resolution of the Council of the City of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, to call on our legislators and elected officials to join the tens of thousands of citizens, grassroots organizations, and local governments across the Commonwealth in the Move to Amend campaign, to call for an amendment to the Constitution to abolish corporate personhood and return our elections to the citizens of the United States and reclaim our right to self-governance. Whereas free and fair elections are essential to democracy and effective self-governance. And whereas corporations can exist in perpetuity, can exist simultaneously in many nations, need only profit for survival, and exist only through the legal charter imposed by the government of we the people. And whereas, in addition to these advantages, the great wealth of large corporations allows them to wield coercive force of law to overpower human beings and communities, thus denying citizens the right to exercise our constitutional rights. And whereas corporations are not mentioned in the Constitution, and the people have never voluntarily or democratically granted constitutional rights to corporations, nor have we decreed that corporations have authority that exceeds the authority of the people of the United States. And whereas the unconstitutional judicial bestowal of civil and political rights upon corporations usurps basic human and constitutional rights guaranteed to human persons, and also empowers corporations to sue municipal and state governments for adopting laws that violate corporate rights, even when those laws serve to protect and defend the rights of human persons and communities. And whereas the recent Citizens United the Federal Election Commission decision of the United States Supreme Court is contrary to the constitutional intent to free speech for individual human beings. Now therefore be it resolved that the Council of the City of Lancaster, Pennsylvania hereby calls upon our legislators and elected officials to join the tens of thousands of citizens, grassroots organizations, and local governments across the Commonwealth in the Move to Amend campaign to call for an amendment to the Constitution to abolish corporate personhood and return our elections to the citizens of the United States and reclaim our right to self-governance. Be it further resolved that the Council of the City of Lancaster calls upon other communities and jurisdictions to join with us in this action by passing similar resolutions.
Motion to approve.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to approve Council Resolution number 8. Councilman Urbaneta.
Yes, Madam President, this was a group from that came to council asking us to pass this, and I merely just took the responsibility of organizing and discussing with them. I think that the unanimous voice from council is presenting the title of the resolution, the fact that we are all, our names are in your introduction. I just was, there had to be one person to meet. I thank you all for bringing this forward to us and giving us the opportunity to voice an opinion that I think is sound and necessary to bring some sense of civility back into our elections. We have seen this year incredible amounts of money being spent by super PACs and already in a campaign that it's only about a month and a half old. Certainly we'll see more changes and more effect that corporations could have in the outcome of elections and of course in the destiny of our country. And hopefully this will bring some conscious and people that are not paying enough attention to what's going on.
Thank you. Are there any questions in regards to Council Resolution number 8? Would you please call for the vote?
Mr. Rivera?
Aye.
Mr. Reichenbach?
Aye.
Mr. Rasha?
Aye.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Urbaneta?
Aye.
Ms. Wilson?
Aye.
President Williams?
Aye. Is there someone here to accept the resolution?
Stability in politics. It was very ironic the day that this was brought up at our committee meeting was the same day that there was an article published in the newspaper in which Congressman Pitts received about 3.5 times in total contributions compared to previous years. And when you look at these contributors, and I'm sure most of you have, the top 10 or 15 of them were either different political action committees, pharma companies, pharma and their affiliated political action committees, different consortiums of surgeons, different medical associations. It's just amazing the level of pollution that is occurring, not just in federal politics, but even down to state and local levels. It's something that has to be addressed, and if it's not addressed, we can see the direction that things are going in. And one other quick comment. I had a couple people make comments to me that this is something that we were wasting our time on addressing here. And I shot back, and quite frankly, I think that this is something that we have to address here, because the things that are decided at the federal and state level have such a significant impact on how we can spend our money. The mayor brought it up recently with some legislation that's occurring at the state level, that possibly has an NRA affiliation. There's a number of different examples that impact us specifically, and I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad you guys have made the effort. As I said previously, for those that are involved in the Occupy Lancaster movement, I would have loved to join you if my wife would allow me to, and I have 3 children. So thanks for your efforts, and I hope we can keep moving. I hope the entire movement evolves, because it's time. And it's really unfortunate that more people aren't standing up and making more noise. So thank you guys.
I just want to also make a quick comment. I think you guys deserve, a round of applause, and you put in a lot of time and effort to this, and I've heard a lot of people saying, as Councilman Smith said, that this is a waste of time, and why are people doing it? And to be honest, nothing in this country has ever gotten done without people like yourselves starting from somewhere. Everything has to start from somewhere, and the level of pride that I get to see a group of people like you, average citizens, Republicans, Democrats, independents, people who just care enough about this country to do something, as opposed to sitting around arguing with each other about how bad things are and then go on with life. The only reason this country moves forward is because of people like you. So personally, myself, I want to say thank you. Thank you for my kids in the future. Thank you for the changes that you're willing to make, and it definitely gives me hope for our future, knowing that there's people still willing to stand up and put their time, their effort, sometimes their financial well-being, and sometimes their lives on the line for the good of the country. So it's appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jose. There's 2 copies there so you can share. And I would like you to come over. I need to shake your hand. Thank you so much. And thanks so much. Thanks to all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Please say something.
I think it's very appropriate. It's Valentine's Day, and what you folks have done is a love of democracy. It's grassroots, and I just want to thank the folks that have really gotten this effort and this ball rolling, gotten this moving. The people this summer, this fall, who began to wake up the country about the danger that we face, the overwhelming control the corporations have taken in the role of politics in this country. And it's to your credit that you've seen that and you unanimously passed this resolution. Is remarkable, and this is just the beginning. This is going to go forward in many, many more cities throughout the country. It's a ball that's already started and will continue to roll, and you should thank yourselves as much. We have a letter of thanks to you all that I'll pass along here to you. And on a personal note, my great-great-grandfather was the mayor of Lancaster in the mid-1880s, and I think he'd be rolling over in his grave if he knew what was going on in the national level of politics and on the state level. And I really feel that this is a step toward reclaiming that democracy that we are all so proud of and we want to bring back to America. Thank you.
I was concerned that you were going to say your brother would be rolling over in his grave if he knew who the current mayor was. Which might also be true.